Hi there friends, this is Grace and welcome to another process video. This is my, I believe, third layout with my homemade March kit. I just want to let you know I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little different. I am having a little bit of spring allergies right now, and so if I happen to stop so that I can sneeze, I'll make sure to edit that out. Anyways, I am starting off with, I'm using that circle template, the mask, and I have added some white modeling paste on there, and then I also misted it with some of that pink color shine from Heidi Swapp. And then because of the paste, my paper got a little warped, and so I decided to sew the edges of it onto my pink cardstock. And these are pictures from a bike ride that we took from, through a local kind of tourist spot. It's called Garden of the Gods, and they had some bike trails around there, and so that's what we did back in, I believe this one was 2012. And then I just cut apart some of the papers from the GCD Studios um, a sheet. I'm going to use the one with the calendar, and then a library card, those ticket stubs, and the little journaling block that says on this day. I'm going to dress up these ticket stubs with some stamps from that pink paisley stamp set, and I'm using the word hello, and also the little heart sign that looks like one that you use for mailing. And I'm just using black ink. I know that I had put the white ink as part of um, my kit for this month, but for some reason I'm having a hard time finding ways to use up that white. I'm always grabbing the black, or I actually have used pink ink as well in my other layouts. So I'm yet to use the white ink, and I'm kind of sad that I'm not finding ways to use it up in this layout, but I'm sure I can use it for different purposes in the future. So I'm using 4 2x3 images and then 1 4x6 photo. And that big 4x6, we went on the visitor center of the park, and they have an overlook area there, and I was taking pictures of the family, and somebody says, you know, do you want me to take a picture of your family? So I went into the frame, and then this guy took a picture of us, so which was nice because I hardly am in the picture. um, I'm using this circle paper from GCD Studios, and then I punched out a heart from that paper, which is, I believe, a 1 inch, with a 1 inch punch, and then I'm going to use that as an accent. As you can see, my table is a mess, and that's how I usually work, because I put all of my items around me, and then I just kind of pull stuff from the sides, and so I'm sorry if it's a mess. What else am I going to add in this layout? So I didn't do the texture paste on camera because that's something that needs to dry, and so I did that like the night before, and then I went back and then sewn it, and then that's when I'm putting all this the layout together. I used one of those L Studio tags. I cut up the pink one and put it on the bottom, and I'm just looking for other things to add. I'm going to be using this big one that says "You are here," which is appropriate for this kind of, I don't want to say travel, but it's pictures of the outdoors, and kind of outdoor activities. So I thought that would be appropriate. And then that library tag on the top left, I am actually going to put my title there, and so that's why I'm leaving that blank. And I'm just threading my buttons with that gray twine from Doodlebug. I like the twine. I just don't like how, because there's at least three strands of fiber or strings on there, that it's hard to thread it through without like licking the ends or trimming it or something. So this usually takes me a while to thread it, and I like to thread all three at the same time so that it'll just be I'll just be done with it. And I was having a hard time with the thread, and so I had to like un undo it and get the knots all out and stuff. So this layout is also going to be submitted for a challenge. Let me try to think about the challenge I'm submitting it to. It is, I think it's Scrap or Stash, and it was a fun challenge because it was kind of a recipe challenge, but um, it went with, oh, I'll just let you know. Okay, so the challenge was that you have to put um, items in your layout that corresponded with each of the letter of the word stencil. So for example, S, and I believe I'm going to use the sewing as my S part of my layout, and then T was the twine. Um, E was, what was E? Um, I can't remember what E was off the top. Oh, I remember. E is for L Studio because I used some L Studio circle accents, and also the tag. And then N is for numbers because of the calendar. C is for circles, for the circle modeling paste on the background. Um, I is for ink because I have the mist, and also I'm going to ink up the edges of the library card. And then L was the library card that I'm going to be using as my block for my title. So those are my items for that recipe challenge. And so here I am, I'm just adding some more accents. I decided that to pull out my Tim Holtz word sticker sheet. I love word stickers. I just have to make sure that I don't use them up too much on layouts, because then my layouts become very text heavy. But I like to pull them out once in a while, and I'm going to actually use that to fill one of the L Studio tags on the bottom, and then, oh, I guess I put a L Studio tag on the top as well. So I'm going to put some words there and to correspond to this event. And then also there's a circle tag on the center right of my layout that I'm going to put as a word as well on there. Oh, I think my E, if I'm not mistaken, was my homemade enamel dots, because I do add some enamel dots for the title, for the dot on the eyes, on the letter I's. So I think that's what I'm going to be using. I might be wrong. I wrote it down somewhere, but I don't have it in front of me. I'm going to use these American Craft stickers for my title. And I like them because there's a lot of the letters in the pack. I got this at Tuesday morning. The only beef I have with this letter sticker is, for some reason, they don't stick very well. I don't know if it's because they're older, or is it just because the way they were made, but they don't stick very well. So what I did with this layout was, so I put all my title, my letters on the paper, and then I will sew just a straight line through the whole, through all of the letters, just to, so that it doesn't fall apart with me later on. Because when I look back at my scrapbooks, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this, but the layouts that I have made, I would say from like 4 years ago to later than, or older than that, some of the elements on those pages falls apart, and it just kind of bums me that they would fall apart like that. I mean, granted, they're in a sheet protector, so they're not really going to go away, but then I just don't like they're falling apart. I don't know if it's because back in the day I didn't have like an ATG gun or whatnot, but yeah, they just fall apart, and that really just drives me nuts. So here I am. I'm pulled out my homemade enamel dots container, and I'm going to try to adhere this with some glue dots, but for some reason the glue dots wasn't adhering to the homemade enamel dots. Now, it's not the glue dots' fault. I think it's just because this is not an actual enamel dot. It's, you know, perler beads, and so I think that's why it wasn't adhering very well. But then I just grabbed my Tombow liquid glue, and that's what I'm going to use. I have my tweezer there, and that's what I'm going to adhere the enamel dots with. What else am I going to add to this page? I'm trying to think. Oh, I wanted to kind of just make that 4x6 photo just pop out a little bit more against the background, and so I'm going through my 6x6 pad just to see which one works best, and I'm going to end up with a green. I think the green is a good color to back it up so that it will coordinate with the pink, but at the same time it will stand out. And because my picture is already 4x6, I think I'm going to be trimming that out. I think just because my paper is 6x6, and yeah, I'm going to trim it. My paper is 6x6, and so if I mat it, it won't have that frame around the picture. So I had to trim my picture just a tad so that I can show all that green all around the page. And I have yet to get a new paper trimmer. I am on a spending freeze in March, and so I'm just using what I have, and so that's one of the things on my list that come April I'm going to be buying a new Fiskars paper trimmer because I don't like the ones that I've been using. It just doesn't cut straight for me. So here I am just adhering everything now. I've gotten all my elements together. I'm inking the edges of this library card just to make it stand out a little bit more against the background. I really like that texture paste. And then I'm also handwriting my journaling. For some reason, I'm not liking my Zig pen anymore. I really like my Sharpie. The Sharpie that I have has two tips. One that is the regular Sharpie tip, which is a little bit bolder, and then one that's kind of a pen type tip. Say that 5 times. So I'm just handwriting my journaling and saying that we did this bike ride. We started off with a very bumpy trail, and we didn't like it, and then eventually we went on a paved trail, which was more enjoyable. So here are some details of the layout. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, if you like this layout and want to see more, please hit the thumbs up button, and then also subscribe. I will see you when I see you. Thank you. Bye.